Every week, somebody in Florida sells their LLC, logs into sunbiz.org, swaps out the name on the annual report, and walks away believing they just transferred ownership of a company. They didn't. They updated a website, nothing more than that. And the gap between those two things is where lawsuits, tax disasters, and broken succession plans are born. Today, I'm going to show you what actually transfers ownership of a Florida LLC, because it is not what the state shows the public. All right, let's dive into this one. I'm Santiago Cueto, board-certified international business law expert and best-selling author based right here in Miami, Florida. I've handled membership interest transfers for everything from two-person family companies to LLCs holding 8-figure assets. Now, the mistake I'm about to show you appears in almost every deal that goes wrong. I call it the Sunbiz.org illusion. Here's how it works. Sunbiz.org is a public filing portal for the Florida Division of Corporations. When you file an annual report or an amendment, you're updating what the public sees, a directory listing. That's it. The reason this matters is simple. Sunbiz reflects ownership. It does not create it. You can change the name on Sunbiz 100 times and not one membership interest moves an inch under the law. Now you're probably thinking, well, wait, if the state's own website shows me as the owner, how am I not the owner? Well, because Florida LLCs are governed by the Florida Revised Limited Liability Company Act. That's Chapter 605 of the Florida Statutes. And Chapter 605 doesn't care what a website says. It cares what the memberships agree to. Ownership of a Florida LLC is a private contractual matter between the members. The state record is just a shadow on the wall. But here's where it gets dangerous. When you rely on a Sunbiz update alone, you create what I call the ghost owner problem. On paper, public paper, the new person looks like the owner, but legally, the old member never assigned their interest. So who owns the company? The seller can come back years later and claim they still hold the membership interest. The buyer paid real money for a listing on a government website. I have seen this exact dispute land on litigators' desks, and it is an expensive way to learn the difference between a filing and a legal transfer. And it gets worse. When a bank, a title company, or a buyer's attorney performs due diligence, the first thing they ask for is not your Sunbiz printout, it's the paper trail proving the interest actually changed hands. No paper trail, no closing. Deals die on this every year. So it actually transfers ownership. Two documents working together. I call them the transfer stack. Now, before I get into that, if you're finding value from this video, please like and subscribe. It helps other entrepreneurs find this information when they need it most. All right, so here's document one. Document one is the assignment of membership interest. This is the deed of the LLC world. It's a signed agreement where the existing member assigns some or all of their membership interest to the new owner, the percentage, the price, the effective date, the representations and warranties. This is the instrument that legally moves the interest, not Sunbiz. This. But, and this is a critical but, the assignment alone is only half the job. Here's the reason why. Under Chapter 605's default rules, assigning a membership interest transfers the economic rights, the right to receive distributions. What it does not automatically transfer is a membership itself. The voting rights, the management rights, the right to actually run the company. Without the right, the second step, your buyer can end up holding the right to get paid and zero power to make a single decision. A wallet with no hands. That second step is document two, the updated operating agreement. This is where the existing members formally admit the new owner as a member, restate who holds what percentage, and locks in how the company is managing going forward. When the assignment and the amended operating agreement are executed together, the transfer is complete in the eyes of Florida law. The Sunbiz update comes last, and now it's doing its real job, which is making the public record match the private reality. Stack order matters. Assignment first, operating agreement second, Sunbiz third. Now, if this is saving you from a mistake you are about to make, do me a favor and hit like and subscribe, because the next part is the one that costs people the most money. Now here's the part that catches even sophisticated owners off guard. A transfer of membership interest is not just a legal event, it's a tax event. When you sell an interest, you're potentially triggering capital gains. When you bring on an investor, how you paper the deal, sales versus new capital contributions, changes the tax outcome for everyone at the table. When you're executing a succession plan and handling interest to your kids, gifting rules enter the picture. So structure the transfer wrong, and you can convert a clean handoff into a 5 or 6 figure tax problem. Now, you might be thinking, my CPA handles my taxes, I'm covered. Well, actually, this is where deals break. Your CPA can't fix a transaction after the documents are signed. The tax strategy has to be baked into the assignment and the operating agreement before anyone signs anything. Attorney and CPA in the room before closing, not after. So stop treating Sunbiz like a transfer tool. It was never built to be one. Whether you're selling your company, bringing on an investor, or setting up your succession plan, the law is going to ask you one question. Where is the assignment and where is the operating agreement that admits that new member? If your answer is, I updated the website, you don't own what you think you own. The Sunbiz Illusion looks official. The transfer stack is what actually is official. One of them holds up in court. The other one is a screenshot. Get the documents right, get the tax advice early, and the transfer of a Florida LLC is clean, fast, and bulletproof. Skip them, and you've created a ghost owner and a future lawsuit. Now, if this video opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe. I break down Florida business law so you can protect yourself before there's a problem, not after. I'm Santiago Cueto, your Florida business attorney. Now be sure to watch this next video where I'll show you how to survive and thrive in 2026's highly unforgiving regulatory environment.